Hello everyone, greetings of the day. Before starting our chapter, I want to ask you some questions. My first question is, why is it important to read storybooks? Yes, because storybooks play a very important role in our life. The books which we read, the characters which we get to know about, they become friend of us. Reading also helps us to boost up our confidence level and to share our feelings and also help us to share our ideas in our own language. Reading is important as it helps us to get good knowledge, also helps us to keep our mind active. It also helps us in learning to understand something and makes us smarter. My second question is, what is the importance of reading storybooks? Anybody can answer? Let me help you. Stories teaches us to love, to forgive something, to just be what we are and work hard for better than we have. It also helps us to complete our work on time, to make new friends. Aladdin and the Magic Lamp. Legend states that a mysterious cave lives deep in the desert of Arabia, and all-powerful magic lamp can be found there. A young man named Aladdin found the cave and got the magic lamp. Upon Aladdin's touch, the magic lamp began to shine. A genie came out of the lamp and offered Aladdin 3 wishes. Aladdin wished to be a prince and also wished to be rich. The genie began to work on his magic. Aladdin decided to use his new prince status to impress the beautiful Princess Jasmine. And she was impressed. Princess Jasmine told about them in the palace that she and Aladdin were in love. Everyone was very happy. However, Zafar, a close friend to Jasmine, was very jealous. He began to make plans against Prince Aladdin. Zafar discovered that the prince's magical secret and decided to tell Jasmine in a bad way to separate them. Princess Jasmine was so upset that Aladdin had been lying to her. She demanded him to show his real identity. Jasmine and Aladdin both cried. Jasmine would forgive Aladdin as long as he never lied again. Aladdin thanked Genie for his loyalty and friendship. Aladdin said to Genie he knew what he wanted. His last wish to be, he wished that the Genie could be free. Aladdin and Genie said a final goodbye, and so the Genie was free. Ali Baba and the 40 Thieves. Once upon a time there lived 2 brothers. They were the rich but greedy Qasim and the poor but good Ali Baba. One day Ali Baba was cutting wood in the forest. He heard a group of men coming towards him. He hid himself behind the trees. Ali Baba was thinking, they must be thieves. How many are they? He started counting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, oh no, 37, 38, 39, 40. 40 men in all? Then the thieves said, "Open sesame!" A door in the rock magically opened. The men all went inside and the door closed. After a while, the door opened again. The robbers all came out. "Close sesame!" They all rode away. Ali Baba was very curious to know what is behind the door. He said, "I must see it." He also said the same words, "Open sesame." The door opened magically and Ali Baba entered into the cave. The cave was full of all kinds of treasure. Ali Baba couldn't believe his eyes. "Oh dear, I can't believe it," he said. "Look at the gold coins and the jewels. I am rich now." Ali Baba loaded his 3 bags with gold coins. He then went straight home. Ali Baba went and shared everything with his big brother Qasim. Soon Qasim also went to the cave. He took as much as treasure as he could. "Now, time to go home," he said. "Open the door. Open the wheat. Open barley." "What was that? I forgot." I remember. Open sesame." When the door opened, there were the robbers. The captain of the robbers started shouting, "How did you take my treasure?" The captain punished Qasim. The captain was angry. He wanted to know who took his treasure. The captain ordered robbers, "Go find out who became suddenly rich and leave a mark on the gate of the house." "Yes, Captain," the robbers said. They did as the captain instructed. Early in the morning, a girl noticed the mark. She was Ali Baba's servant, Morgiana. "Oh, what is that mark? It's strange." So she made the same mark on all the gates. That night, the thieves could not locate Ali Baba's house. The captain found Ali Baba's house again. He hid his identity and disguised himself as an oil merchant and went to the Ali Baba's house. Captain asked, "Can I stay at your house just for one night?" Ali Baba said, "Yes, you can come in." Good Ali Baba arranged a room for him to stay in. One of the thieves hiding in the oil jar asked, "Should we wait more, Captain?" Morgiana heard that. She was surprised. Morgiana looked into the jar. What is that? She recognized that he must be one of the thieves. She poured hot oil into the jar. The captain went back to his cave. Then the captain disguised himself as a silk merchant and visited Ali Baba's house again. Morgiana knows everything. She said, "Let me dance for the guest." La la la, la la la, la la la. And while dancing, she took off his turban and said, "Look at this man. He is the captain of the thieves." Ali Baba said, "You saved my life, Morgiana." Ali Baba thanked Morgiana to save his life, and then he shared the treasure with the poor and lived happily ever after. Little Red Riding Hood. Once upon a time, there was a little girl who lived in a village on the edge of a forest. Whenever she went, she always wore her red red hood. So the villagers called her Little Red Riding Hood. One day, Little Red Riding Hood asked her mother if she could go and visit her grandma. Her mother allowed her and also gave her a basket of fresh baked bread to take with her, and also asked her to remember to go straight to grandmother's house, and also told her, please do not go here and there or wander from the path, and most importantly, do not talk to any stranger. Little Red Riding Hood promised her mother. She kissed her mother and went on her way. As Little Red Riding Hood was walking through the forest, she found a beautiful wild flowers. She decided that she would pick some for her grandmother. She forgot her words said by the mother, that she had promised her mother not to wander into the forest. She sat a while daydreaming amongst the forest and watching the butterflies. In fact, she was really enjoying the summer day. So much that she did not notice a big black shadow behind her. All of a sudden, a wolf appeared beside her, and he asked in a very sweet voice, where are you going? By yourself, little girl? I am on my way to see my grandma, and I am in a terrible hurry, said the Little Red Riding Hood. And she ran down to the path to her grandma's house. But the wolf was very clever and he knew the forest well, so he took a shortcut. When the wolf arrived at grandma's house, he knocked lightly on the door, and a grandma's voice from inside said, "Oh goodness, come inside, my child. I was thinking about you from such a long time." As quick as he enters into the house, he swallowed the grandmother whole. He was so full and pleased, then put on of grandma's nightie and her sleeping hat. A few minutes passed and there was knocking on the door. The wolf was sleeping into bed and pulled the bed sheet up to cover up to his pointy nose, asking in a sweet voice, "Who is it?" "It's me, Grandma, Little Red Riding Hood," came the reply. "How wonderful, my dear. Do come in," said the wolf. When the Little Red Riding Hood went into the house, she could hardly recognize her grandma. She asked, "Grandma, what is the matter? Why your voice has changed?" she said. "Oh, I have a bit of a cold, my dear," said the wolf. "But Grandma, what big ears you have," said the Little Red Riding Hood, as she walked closer to the bed. "All the better to hear you with, my dear," said the wolf. "But Grandma, what big ears you have," said the Little Red Riding Hood. "All the better to see you with, my dear," replied the wolf. "But Grandma, what big teeth you have," said the Red Riding Hood in her shaking voice. All that better to eat you with, my dear, shouted the wolf. Realizing this was not her grandma, but a terrible wolf, Little Red Riding Hood ran out of the front door into the forest, shouting, "Help! Help! Wolf! Help!" A woodcutter who was chopping logs nearby heard Little Red Riding Hood crying and running towards her. Just as the wolf was about to harm, the woodcutter took a giant leap and grabbed the wolf. The wolf was so surprised that he gave a cough and Grandma popped out of his mouth. She was little shaken and smelling bad, but she wasn't hurt at all. Little Red Riding Hood was so happy. Then she said, "I will never go inside the forest anymore, and I will never talk to strangers again." The woodcutter sent the wolf far into the forest with a warning never to return. Little Red Riding Hood then had a lovely afternoon with her grandma, and they all lived happily ever after.